And typically mom will start licking because this mom is being horrible right now. So if you got all that, good. You can proceed to level 2 and get a gold star. And mom's not mean. She's just a heifer, so she's dumb. But you see how she's annoyed. That's basically what her issue is. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. All right, we are back at it again. Another day, another dollar. Every dollar spent's a dollar invested. I don't know, cheesy phrases. But yep, little later start than normal. Break some of these death traps. Little later start than normal. Normally, when we pick up beef, it's like a Saturday pickup. But when we woke up on Saturday, we had like, I don't know, what was it? Like 6 inches of snow laying on the ground, and it was still coming. So we weren't able to go grab it on Saturday. Custom Meats is not open on Sundays. So I left work just a little bit early today, and then we ran out there, picked it up, brought home a half, because 2 quarters. 1 quarter is going out to neighbors across the road. They've been pretty regular customers for us, which has been nice. And then somebody that my brother used to work with got another quarter. And what's kind of funny, and I'm gonna have to get more of these, is we found the best thing that works for us when we haul beef, because they always say, you know, bring boxes and containers and all that stuff, are the small laundry baskets, like the 2 foot by 2 foot square baskets. Because when you fill those up with burger, maybe not all the way to the top, they make it easy to haul the beef around. I know some places they'll box everything up for you and all that stuff, but those containers, they're reusable, and they end up being pretty nice. You gotta wipe them out before you start using them for clothes again, but I need to buy a couple more of them. Cher, are you gonna go in? Like, if I walked you in, would you go? Plus, I just want to take a good look at you. Come on. I would take 5 or 6 more like this girl. She is so laid back. And that is always one thing people do say about the full bloods. Temperament is all over the scale. And it doesn't matter what breed it is. Every breed will have your nutsos, and every breed will have your calm as a kitten cows. But one thing people do say about the full bloods is that they are pretty chill. If you're ever in the area coming through Wisconsin on Highway 29 and you get to Marathon City, pull off, head 5 minutes to the south, and check out Marathon Custom Meats. They've got pretty much everything a butcher shop will have. They've got their sausages, their snack sticks, their bacon. They make their own brats, and they're really, really good. They've won some awards for their brats. They're pretty darn good. Check them out. They do have a website. I'll leave the link in the description. They've got some nice stuff there, so if you're ever in that area, pull in, check them out, grab something. I don't think you'll be disappointed. This is what their area turned out like after we spread the stalks out. They finish our job. I'm sure they would send a bill to us if they could for finishing the job. But I gotta go through and check cows out here. open. That wasn't too bad. Hey, how's it going? All right, so it is Tuesday afternoon, and it started very interestingly. So we had to help this little guy. So what we do sometimes, we do want to try that powder stuff, that what is that, No More calf or whatever it is. I should get some of that and try it. But what we've done in the past is just actually just sprinkle some of their grain on top, and typically mom will start licking because this mom is being horrible right now. So of the times that we try it, 90% of the time, at minimum, she'll start licking on the calf or licking on the feed, and then hence eating the ground feed. But earlier today, and that is a mic drop out of our True Justice daughter, and it was not too bad. The problem was his legs were kind of ticked back. They weren't straight out. Both of them were like that. She was having a little trouble there. But then earlier, we had this guy. This is a Bold Ruler out of 53, another True Justice. And this little guy, she worked on it for a little while. It took her longer than we thought. But she got it, and within 30 minutes he was up, really spunky. Another good Bold Ruler calf, and we will keep an eye on the mic drop. We're just gonna start feeding, and if she's not doing anything with him in the next 15-20 minutes, then we'll start working on him. We got some stuff we can dry him off with, and we'll get him a jacket and all that kind of stuff. Get some good stuff in him too. And it's turned into a hectic day because Dad was here watching, and to be here for the cows, for the two heifers, he wasn't able to work on the lights for the trailer. So we still have to sort out the two steers, look at the trailer, and also we got to make sure that this mic drop is in good shape. Not too worried about the first one today, 53s. He's already been on. He already sucked a little bit, and he got cleaned up really good. We got a little visitor in here. I can't tell if that's a kestrel. It looks a little, it's too big to be that. It's a small hawk. I'll show you in just a minute. But the mic drop is up. Mom has not touched him. I did give him his Start Strong and put a little squirt on his nose to see if maybe she'd go after that. But he is up. He's walking around to get everybody situated for steers. It's going to be hectic. So follow along. All right, 53. We'll tag and weigh him tomorrow. He's going to go back here with 931. So 931 has a pal. And then 313 right there is going to go in this pen right here. That way we can keep a little closer eye on them, a little easier to work on if we got to pull them out into here or something. Because then the pen that 313 is in, we're going to put the steers in there for tomorrow morning. And then south of that, what we call pen 1, is where the heifers and share are going to be able to get their feed and water. So if you got all that, good. You can proceed to level 2 and get a gold star. Come on, 5-3. Come on, kiddo. Come on, buddy. Oh, yeah, you're a nice calf. Oh, yeah. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. There you go. Atta boy. All right, this is getting more hectic by the minute. The steers ended up being a pain and took forever. Then when we got them set, we couldn't find the 313 calf because he rolled under the fence or under the gate, walked up, must have walked up by kind of where I set you guys for when we tag calves, and walked through that manger, fell down, and was in with the bull with Factor. Factor was bumping on him a little bit, wasn't super bad, but we got the bull out of there, and now we're gonna make him a bottle. He is a spunky sucker, given the fact that Mom hasn't touched him once. All right, so Mom's still being a bitch, but we did get 2/3 of a bottle in him, and he sucked that down pretty decent. And he is sporting his Gen X jacket, so he should be okay. He is spunky. He's pretty spry, so that's really good. And honestly, with her, he's gonna need to be that way. All right, you know how you have those days where you really probably should just slow down just a tick because things would probably go better for you, but you can't because you got a lot of stuff you got to get done. Shut up, beeper. So I couldn't see the mic drop calf, the one that's got the jacket on. I couldn't see him on the camera. So I'm like, I had to stop at the farm, or run back to the farm, grab the hitch and a different trouble light. I couldn't see him on the camera, so I'm like, all right, I'll stop in the barn quick and see where he's at. Well, the way we brought the calf back from where the bull was, I left that side gate open next to the squeeze chute. And, well, it wasn't chained. I mean, I know I opened it and Dad didn't catch it and didn't close it. So I had left it open and forgot to close it. Well, here's Factor standing in front of the squeeze chute, licking the little pile of ground feed that we left for the steers, and we were trying to bring him in. And he just looks at me and takes a couple steps back and walks away. So he was a good boy. I told him he was a good boy. Hey, good morning. All right, it is Wednesday morning. Got to get my normal morning check-in, especially when we have newbies. But this morning, I also need to feed this youngest guy, this little guy. I got to feed him. He's been up and moving around overnight. This one seems to be doing okay. Ears are up, head is up. And honestly, this guy must be just kind of chilling because, I mean, I was watching him. His head was up a little while ago. All right, for a second feeding, that went pretty well. And Mom stuck with her ground feed. But now, if she just figures out that, hey, this is my responsibility, I got to take care of him. Usually, in these situations, we just got to put him in the head catch for a couple of times, and she catches on. Hey, how's it going? All right, Wednesday afternoon. Hauling steers went pretty good. I mean, technically, hauling the steer and the heifer went pretty good today. Dad did say that he had to stay in line for a little bit because Horny has horns. It's against their policy to put a horned animal in the pen with the rest of them, which is understood because you don't want any of that bruising and stuff or the potential for that bruising. So Dad had to wait until they were ready where they could put her right in line. He said he didn't have to wait too long, but he did say he had to wait a little while. We got this dude fed this morning with a bottle. Went pretty well. Mom is still not being very motherly. So we'll probably bottle feed him today. We're going to go one more. Dad and I just talked about we're going to go one more day. And we'll see if she kind of straightens out. So another trick we can do with this scenario is he is smarter than she is in this scenario. He's also spunkier. So I'm really liking that about this dude. He is spunky. He is tough as nails because he's already taken a couple bumps from Mom. Just got done feeding him a 3/4 bottle. Mom's not overly excited about it, but he is persistent. This is a good sign. And he's on. She's up eating some grain, and I just fed him the bottle and pushed him over because he's smarter than she is, and he knows exactly where he wants to go. And right now, he is latched on. So it'll take a little bit, but she'll get used to it. If I have to do this tomorrow morning, we'll do it in the morning. Eventually, she'll catch on. All right, so that was a very, very good sign. Now, she got annoyed enough where she stopped eating, but he has jumped back on. So we've made some really good progress today. Now, are we all lovey-dovey kissy face between Mom and our little baby here? That'd be a negatory. Hey, how's it going? All right. Have a little surprise for you. Had another calf last night, about 11:30. And not too shabby. But there we go. Nice little bull ruler heifer. Yep, she was born at about 11:30 last night, like I said. And then Mom went right to work. She did a really, really good job. And then every so often I'm waking up at night and checking, and calf had gotten up at a pretty decent time. We think she sucked on this front quarter. Looks a little flat. And Mom's pretty decent. Right now we're running 50-50 bulls to heifers. And that's awesome because we've got a bull ruler heifer, bull ruler bull, a mic drop bull, and an eagle heifer. So that's looking really, really nice. As long as they all turn out, which they usually do, knowing the genetics we have. All right, so we've still got the steer back here in his own pen, mostly because there's still a little bit of hay in his ring feeder. So a little silage, a little grain for him. So we kept this guy behind because he was a little bit smaller. All right, we are totally out in the grain bin. So we haven't used up this stuff yet. There's not a whole lot in here, but there's a couple of days worth of feed in here. So we have this half barrel that we use. We would put an auger and it would sit in this little cradle here. So I'm gonna let it run into there, and that way I can scoop it out with the buckets. That'll work, I guess. And that thing full turned out to be just about right. So some for the cow to let that calf suck, 2 for the bulls, and that's for factory. Okay, so the mic drop bull, we fed him like a quarter bottle, just a couple inches, basically just to get him excited. And then got him back on Mom. But similar to this morning, She still kind of kicks a little bit, but she's still too lazy to back out. So it's still more important that she's eating the ground feed than it is to stay away from her calf. So she don't hate him that much, which is a good sign. We're getting there. All right, it is Thursday evening. That's enough for today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, how's it going? Happy Friday and happy Valentine's Day, because it is February 14th. Well, I mean, it did, but there's just a little pocket. So they were able to get water, but we'll still clear this out. And that just ensures that it's running. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. All right, so we have still had a little bit of an issue with the 313 True Justice cow back here. This one. And not totally loving her kiddo. We can get them on mom. Mom kind of kicks them a little bit. Not like super mean, but just like annoyed. What I did get, and I've never had this before, but I've seen people use it and it seems to work really well, is the Orphan No More stuff. So a lot of people will use this trying to graft a calf onto another cow, like for twins or something like that. So it's good to have. It was probably good to have this. I kind of figured we probably should. Usually what we do is just put a little of their ground feed on the calf's back, and that usually does it, but sometimes it doesn't, and it didn't work with this girl. But like I said, she's not mean. She's getting better, but we want to get this process moved along. And mom's not mean. She's just a heifer, so she's dumb. But you see how she's annoyed. That's basically what her issue is. Oh yeah, he's still nice and warm. All right, so at least we got a little bit of licking, but that's nice thing is he's still very spunky. He's gonna wear her out, and he'll still have some of that stuff on his back for maybe like a half hour from now, and then hopefully she'll go back to licking. But she did lick on him a little bit, which is more than she's done before. Hey, it is the end of the day, and it is Friday, so it's the end of the week. So that's the end of the video. All right, I hope you guys liked the video. Please hit that thumbs up button. It definitely supports the channel. It tells me that you guys are enjoying the content, or at least find it highly tolerable to entertain you. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions or comments or anything like that, throw them in the comments. I like answering the questions. It is Valentine's Day, so I hope you guys got to enjoy that, whether you kind of celebrate that or not. And of course, thanks for coming along.